Breathing for anger. Breathing for anger is probably one of the most helpful things I've found along the way. Um, it it was, I think I learned it in a trauma workshop. Uh, but essentially, what happens is that when, or leading up to anger, there's a lot of external pressure, or really internal pressure perceived externally, meaning that we're putting a lot of pressure on ourselves to get something right or to not get something wrong. And it's usually coming from external expectations that we put on ourselves, right? We're not putting ourselves first in terms of taking care of ourselves. And so the things that, I mean, deadlines, uh, meetings with other people, thinking of like my sister in school, um, any sort of a conflict that you might be having or that's there but not being addressed. A lot of these things can stay at surface level, and so it kind of puts a lot of pressure on the chest. Right? We say like there's something you want to get off your chest. Uh, but the thing about having things on your chest, figuratively, is that the mind takes that on a little more literally. So, in having something on your chest, it's going to shorten your breathing and make it a lot shallower, a lot more shallow than it needs to be. So if I take a deep breath, it usually starts at my belly and then expand my chest. Oh, my dog's here. So what we want to do is never open, like kind of raise our shoulders when we're breathing. That's the sign of a shallow breath. So what we want to do is put one hand on our belly, and the trick to this is the exhale, right? So it's almost too slow, right? It should feel that controlled, almost like precise and just very, very slow, deliberate, and with the intention, setting the intention of releasing the anger in a healthy way, or processing it. See, releasing it looks a little differently, but the the point of this is to bring ourselves into awareness of our body, right? If we have awareness of our body, it's going to let us know where there's tightness and where there isn't air or oxygenated blood getting to, which is a really big factor in this, because if we're not getting oxygenated blood into certain parts of our body tends to kind of stress about that, and it's not something that any of us are used to being aware of or addressing. Even like yogis or people who've been doing it for years, they notice that their body feels better when they're doing yoga, but breathing is the biggest part of it, not just the movement. Yoga is great for moving with your breath, which is a whole nother video. But for right now, hold, and then slowly I put my hand here so I can like feel the breath. It's similar to when you want to cool down your coffee. Probably why we de-stress so much when we drink coffee, is that we're kind of like doing a similar breath to that. But then like coffee jacks us up, which, you know, it's about time for the coffee. So I hope that helps. Let me know how it goes. Thanks.